According to thumbtack.com, the average kitchen remodel in 2023 is on the low end from around $28,000 all the way up to around $90,000. I hope this video helps you plan out your kitchen remodel and decide where to spend and where to save.
If you're new here, I'm Lena. I'm a busy mom of 3, and I am currently focused on renovating our forever home and making it flipping gorgeous.
I will break down every single cost that went into transforming this kitchen from something that was a bit dark, dated, and just not very functional for our family into that cozy French country inspired vibe that I've been going for. And I'm going to share with you where I splurged and where we saved and how I did some of the work myself, which really did cut down a huge chunk of the cost. When we bought this house a few years ago, I was in the midst of transition from selling real estate to becoming a homemaker. And so I really took it as my mission to take a big project like this kitchen, bigger than I had ever done before, and challenge myself to do some of the things that I could do on my own, and then hire the things that were, way above my comfort level. But I figured, if I could help save us money by doing some of the projects myself and learn a skill in return, it was just gonna be a win-win and make it feel that much more, rewarding. But because I did some of it myself, it took us about a course of a year to complete this entire kitchen. So I'm gonna start with the course of a kitchen. Some of the things I hired out, some of the things I did myself, I will share that all with you. In the description below, there is a free download of all of the design details, all of the materials that were used in this kitchen that you can download for free. Again, just check the description below. Let's start with one of my favorite additions to the kitchen, which is the pantry. And this is a combination of a splurge and a save, and I'll tell you how. Because framing is a little bit above my pay grade or experience, I brought in a contractor to help me frame out the whole wall, drywall it, do the electrical rough-in. So I basically thought if I could get someone to build the exterior for me, I knew that was gonna be more of a heavier price tag, so I thought I'll take on the inside of it. I'll take the cabinets, I will do the backsplash and make it kind of a hybrid of something that I hired out and something that I did myself. So to frame out this pantry, to drywall it, to do the electrical rough-in, to do all the trimming, and to do all the painting, I paid a contractor just around $7,000. I know that seems like a lot, and I thought the same thing too, but after I compared some prices, it's really what it came out to do. So I would say adding the framing was the most expensive part, and then the drywall, the electrical, again, coming in right around $7,000. Here's how I saved money on this particular part of the kitchen remodel. These were actually the cabinets. Where I saved money with the pantry addition was the cabinets. These were actually the cabinets that were above the stove originally, so I moved them here. And then the lower cabinets are actually just builder grade cabinets that I refinished and added panels to. The cabinets themselves were about $300. The panels were another $125. I just painted those. The countertops, we use those as part of a remnant from the quartz countertops that you'll see on the island here in a minute. So all in, I would say the pantry portion cost me $7,000 to frame it out, to drywall it. And then I don't actually know how much the countertop cost for this particular piece because it came out of the remnant and I just bought the whole slab. Tile is just from Lowe's. This was an expensive Subway tile. I think it cost me less than $100 with materials. So let's round it out to about $7,500 for the pantry. I think one of the most impactful and affordable ways to change a kitchen is just painting the cabinets. And that's simply what I did with these. And that was one of the biggest areas that I saved money at. Originally, when I had the contractor come to give me a quote for doing the framing of the pantry, they tried to convince me to replace all of these cabinets at a cost of about $25,000. And I thought that was crazy. They're really good shape. They're solid wood. They were just a bit dated with that glazed finish. So I thought, just painting them and adding new hardware would give them a brand new look. I use the Wagner paint sprayer to paint these. They have various models. You can get the one that's dual with the smaller head or the larger head. I had the larger one and that cost about $325. I think some of them cost less than that. I'll link it below. And then the paint, I use Benjamin Moore Advanced, which is a little bit of a more expensive paint. It costs around $75 a gallon, but definitely worth it. So the cost to transform all of my kitchen cabinets for paint was really under about $500. Then I got these bar pulls, which actually were a big save compared to the original ones that I looked at. So for all the drawer pulls in the kitchen cost me around $325 compared to the $900 ones that I was originally looking at. These are the Charmaine pools. I'll link them below. I really love them. They're in that champagne brass finish, and again, just gives the cabinets such an updated look for such an inexpensive cost. I was able to save thousands of dollars by installing this tile backsplash myself. This was the largest tiling job I had ever taken on, but again, if I could save us thousands of dollars in one area, that allowed me to put that expense into those bigger items like the island and the pantry. So this tile is called Montauk Gin. It's from Tile Bar. I will link it below. All of the tile cost me about $700, and then I had about another $100 in grout and just different materials. So the entire full wall backsplash is coming in around $800 versus probably the $2,500 that would have cost me to have someone install it. This was the biggest ticket item of all and the most expensive portion of the kitchen remodel, and that was taking out the existing kitchen island and replacing it with one large kitchen island. For me, this was very important. I think the kitchen is the heart of the home. The previous island was super funky. It had 3 levels. So it had a level with a sink, then a high bar top, and then a raised dishwasher with a 3rd level. And having small kids, I know they will grow, but I wanted them to actually be able to sit somewhere to do their homework, somewhere to eat. And those bar stools are a little too high, and it just didn't give me the flat space that I wanted. Again, we entertain all the time. So having a big island was #1 on my list. Now, the most expensive portion of the island is the cabinets. These are custom cabinets from Thomasville. The back cabinets are also Thomasville, so I wanted to match them. I chose a jute finish, so while they're the same style of cabinets, they aren't the same color. And whew, the price tag on these cabinets, I about fainted when I saw them, came in around $9,000. But we did some custom items to the cabinet. We have lower storage all on the back side. I did the trash pull out. We have spice racks. We had the built-in dishwasher. So again, those custom cabinets, the most expensive, coming in around $9,000, which is again, why I said we will just paint the back cabinets. We don't need to replace those. The countertops on the kitchen island came in around $3,000. Again, it's just a white quartz. I used the slab and was able to use the remnant for the pantry. So all in, the materials of the island cost me around $12,000. And then it was another $2,000 to have the old one demoed and installed and hooked up all the plumbing and the dishwasher and everything of that nature. So the biggest ticket item, the most expensive thing of all of the kitchen remodel was the kitchen island at about $14,000. Please know that this is a new season of my life. I could have never fathomed spending some of the money I've spent or the $14,000 on a kitchen island just a few years ago when we were, working as hard as we could just to get by, trying to get my husband through school, me working part-time. So you might be in a season right now where you can't spend that. And I've been in a season where I couldn't spend that. But this is our forever home. So now is the time where I'm investing the money to get something that I really want for the long term and hopefully don't plan to change it for a very long time. We did have new quartz countertops also installed on the back side of the kitchen. What was here before actually wasn't real stone. It was some type of fabricated material, and I chose to do a quartz with a little bit of veining on the back side rather than the solid white, and I will link below the details. And again, I have that free download if you want all the design details of this kitchen, exactly what I used, link below in the description. Because we changed the size and the footprint of the island completely, I did have to have new pendant lights hung and wired in in. That cost me about $800 to get the electrical rough-ins because I hired someone to do that for me. I don't mess with electricity or plumbing. I draw the line at that. And these actually are from Amazon. I'll link them below. They look like the very expensive Pottery Barn glass jar lighting, but I got them for a fraction of the cost, so that's another area that I saved on. At the time we replaced the countertops, we also put in a new gas stove top. This is a cafe appliance, so it's one of the top of the line appliances. This was definitely a splurge, coming in at about $2,200. My total cost all in, from the pantry to the cabinets to the island to the new range top to the new countertops, is coming in right at about $28,950. And I think for this size of kitchen, this style of kitchen, and the materials, I actually think that would have cost me nearly double if I would have hired someone to do all of it instead of just taking on some of those things myself and challenging myself to learn a new skill. And again, at the end of the day, I can feel pretty good knowing that my contribution was saving us that money, using it towards a big item or other areas in our house that we are in the process of renovating. I hope this video helps you plan out your kitchen remodel and decide where to spend and where to save. If you like this video, be sure to check out this one right here. I know you will love it. And again, grab the free download in the description for the list of everything that I used in this kitchen.